Say good morning.
Hi, everybody. It's Todd and Erin. The morning stream on GetPartDaily.com.
I like the very dramatic pause there, honey. That's great.
Let's go outside. Mountain cam waiting to happen. And you know what? It's the mountain cam is so pretty because it's got. Well, there it is.
Oh, how lovely!
Look how green the trees are coming out.
Oh, look at that. You can see the trains
You see the
past
goose
up there.
You see the pond down below?
Uh-huh.
They don't like geese because their poops are really big, and
Yes,
that's a
they
golf
are.
course.
Uh-huh.
So they put up these cutout wolves and coyotes and put little strobe lights on because you're not allowed to herd Canadian geese.
That's great. It's like dubstep wolves. That's
Right.
great. We're going to a rave. We got the strobes.
It would be, if you hurt the geese, it would be like Super Dale chasing an owl in his paraglider. And you'd be mental.
All right, you may as well explain what this mess is here.
Oh, I think I shall.
I'm very proud of you, by the way. I think this
So-
was very handy, capable of you.
Well, okay, you know what? Let's show my laptop that my son used as a treadmill, shall we? And the screen will say it all. That's not a graphic, folks.
Yeah, that was pretty much your laptop.
That's my laptop. And so I thought, well, I could get a new one, or I could fix it myself.
I like the drink in the foreground there.
That was needed.
Subtle. Yeah.
Because, with every project, like I'm whipping around. I'm doing
Look at
right?
you. I'm very proud of you.
And behind me is my other computer, which I'm going off YouTube. And so flip it around, take it out. And so at one point...
There's many tiny screws, and there was one that sent you into
Look
a
at,
fit.
look at. Oh, frustration. What's up with that screw? I can't
There was a
get it.
level of rage I saw there.
Notice the drink's getting lower?
And you never get this pissy either. You were like enraged by this
No,
one screw.
I wasn't angry. I was frustrated.
I know.
And
You're
so
not
you
mad.
put-
You're just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed in it.
I know.
And so first, what you need to know is when I got it, I took that out. Yeah. Here's the old screen. Look at the dangerous wires. Here, hold that. Oh, dangerous wiring and all this, but it was like 3 connections. And I feel like I conquered it.
Oh, there's a big red sign in this that says "Don't touch."
Don't touch in both languages. Watch this.
Touch it.
I'm Todd, the laptop man. Maybe
So
not.
how long did it take you
yeah,
from start to
yeah.
finish?
Todd.
I don't.
We're gonna look.
Look who's awesome now. Okay.
Frame of your face. It's adorable.
Look.
Ta-da!
Todd, the laptop man.
Todd, the laptop dude.
I'm so proud
It
of you.
felt really good.
YouTube is a beautiful thing. It teaches us so many things.
I have fixed dishwashers. I've fixed cars. I've fixed
Our clothes washer too.
clothes washer, dryer,
Sprinkler.
sprinklers.
Yes. All those things.
Tons of savings. Electric dryer can fix the elements in those just to make sure. I kind of knew, but I didn't want to kill myself because it's 220
Yeah.
or
there's that.
221, whatever it takes.
That's a problem.
All right, so
All right, but I'm very, very
all right.
proud of you, though. I think that was incredibly cool. I'm proud that you did it. Is there a reason you're flaunting your flannel? Is there a point to this?
It's a new look. Watch this again. So the reason I'm doing that is because the hipsters are no longer in. What?
Oh, the skinny jeans are out? Oh,
Right.
I'm so glad.
Look what's in.
Look at that.
Where's your paper?
What, the dudes with the big beards and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, this is amazing.
that's me.
So
That's-
10 years ago was the metrosexuals.
This is how I dressed in college, by the way.
Now, this is interesting. Then there's the spornosexuals. And now, of course, there's the dandy wild man. That's what they're calling them. It's the check-shirted, bearded lumbersexual.
Right.
You're Natalie
Lumber
dressed.
sexual.
You're neatly bearded, and they call you the dandy wild man. This is hysterical.
I'm not sure I went dandy.
No, but this is it. They said it's the neatly trimmed beard, it's the
Right.
flannel,
Right.
You've got the boots, and it's kind of just like the casual look.
They're missing.
The dandy wild man.
They're missing something.
Okay.
Now, if you really want to go over the top and you studied forestry, like moi,
And you're
and I
into
have flannel.
and you were into the height of fashion the way you are, Todd.
This is the missing thing.
Okay. You seriously brought the chainsaw?
My chainsaw. This is what you
Please
need.
don't start it. Please.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
No, don't start it. Don't start it, please.
Just a
No,
little.
baby, don't start it.
What are you
please.
worried about? Smoke alarms?
No, I'm really worried about you slipping on something.
But here I am, chainsaw. Look at this. I am one sexy dude.
So you're saying
Watch
this is the...
What? Wait. Chainsaw, this, beard, look into the distance at a large lark tree. Right? Oh, here, imagine this, okay?
Yes.
You walk into a bar, okay, and you're single.
And I'm looking around going, who am I going to be talking to tonight?
And I'm sitting there like this going, yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, I'm going for the guy with the chainsaw.
That's right. You couldn't help yourself.
Sexy.
It is. So anyway, that's my new look. Be difficult to do in an airport.
So basically, this is literally the same look you've always had, except for that it has now come back into vogue.
Right?
See? You just had to wait long enough and everything comes back.
Everyone used to make fun of flannel a year ago, and
You were the bearded lumber sexual,
That's
the
me.
dandy wild man.
No, dandy, don't do that.
No,
Just
the
the
dandy-
lumber sexual guy.
Oh, for heaven's sake. All right. Let's take a look and see what's going on with the weather, because this is going to be an absolutely glorious week. It's brought to you first by Columbus Travel. Take a look at their weekly newsletter. It's pretty amazing. They have some incredible last-minute travel deals. Just go to columbusvacations.com. Also, Executive Transportation. Our friend March will take you to the airport or for a fabulous night out in one of his sweet Escalades. Just call him, or you can check in at executiveutah.com. And, of course, All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. It's the time to get your air conditioning going again. Go to allutahplumbing.com. All right, 3-day forecast.
Well, before we do that, are we going to talk
yeah,
about
we should talk
the
about the
rivers?
little guy.
But you can look at the weather while we do this,
Okay.
because
This is pretty scary. Yeah, they rescued a little guy yesterday, extremely critical condition up in Ogden. He was up by the Ogden Pioneer Coliseum, and he slipped into the Ogden River.
Right.
Now, here's the deal. And I'm totally guilty of this, because there have been times that we've gone up like City Creek Canyon or whatever for picnics, and for some reason you think if you're in a developed area, like, by the Coliseum or by these places,
Yeah.
I think we're less paranoid about our kids, or maybe we don't think about it as much. I'm not sure why, but they've had so many different accidents of kids that are out on these kind of outings.
Because the rivers are big right now.
And
They're running.
and they slip into them. And this little guy, it was incredible. I'm so grateful for the firefighters, because they were searching like crazy. And there was one little girl, smart little thing, and she was 5. And she goes, he went by here. It was this color shirt.
Right.
She was really smart. So the firefighter was able to see him by a log and jumped in along with the little girl's father
He's at the
to get him
hospital
out.
now.
But this is
It is
it's
fast.
just it's such a big deal, because it's so easy to get swept away, and it's so fast.
And you've seen the footage. 8 inches of water can move a car. I've seen the flooding road, and all of a sudden 10 inches of water, whatever, and the car suddenly starts moving. And you can imagine if it can move that kind of weight. It's. We were in the. I almost drowned like 3 times. So because I'm stupid, in a riptide down a river out of a bay in Maine, and it would have been. I had 3 life vests on.
And it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. And so I was saved by my friend. Anyway, we were up in the Uintas. This is when we first got together.
Yeah.
And I remember the water was not so high, but high enough. And we could cross it. And we're going to fish on the other side of the bank. And do you remember? And I said, you stand behind me downstream, and I'll break the current. And I had a stick. And
You were very noble.
She was hanging on. And I got about halfway across. And I said, you know what? I'm going to kill both of us.
We're going to turn around.
And it was like I suddenly realized and it was only like above the knee, and we were going down.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And it's amazingly fast, and that's what's so darn scary. And,
people underestimate it, and just the water moving that fast, you're suddenly gone.
but yeah, we just have a huge snowpack this year. It's really easy to see more problems and more...
So this is going to last for a while, too.
Yeah.
And obviously water safety all year round. That's,
But anyway,
have to do.
fingers crossed for this little dude.
Here's the forecast.
All right, moving on. This is gorgeous. High of 83 by Friday, just a few clouds. It's going to be wonderful for the weekend, too. Finally, it's like it's almost normal spring weather.
I know.
This is very exciting.
83 by the weekend.
Please, God, let it stay.
All right, now, this is just a sad story.
About Christopher's? Christopher's is a wonderful thing. How can you say that?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is pretty cool. Christopher's Steakhouse,
right.
Christopher's Prime Steakhouse, excuse me, and
Giveaway.
Executive Transportation are giving away a dinner for 4. You get to go with your favorite people. We picked a winner last week. We're going to do another one on Friday. March picks you up when one of his Escalades takes you up to Christopher's. You have an amazing night, takes you back home. You don't have to worry about a thing, and it's absolutely glorious.
What
And
is
it's
this
it's a-
updated rules that we just got?
What do you mean?
Well, it says now employees and stuff like that. And it was kind of vague, we thought, because we want to go to Christopher's, and here it says, Todd and Erin can't go.
Yeah.
That's a little blatant.
Yeah. Anyway, all you have to do is to enter to win.
But
Is
you
just go to
don't
our
care.
Facebook pages. You can either go to Get Part Daily, Get Part Approved, or the Todd and Erin page. Just like our page, please. Comment under the show today. Share, and you're already entered to win. You don't have to do anything else. We'll pick a winner on Friday, and then you're on your way. Why are you doing that?
Well, because the next story hurts. We've spent so much time.
Yeah.
We've spent so much time and investment of time and heart and mind and soul with that dang giraffe.
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
Waiting for her to drop that baby, and so we're all kind of. It was a New York animal sanctuary, and we all kind of felt animals. We felt more akin to their wild spirits. And at the Utah Hogle Zoo, they had a tragedy.
Well, I think everybody's seen the bird show at one point or another. It's
Awesome.
absolutely wonderful. I've always
Awesome.
loved it. And when all the eagles swoop down and everything is so
Hawks.
majestic, and our boys always loved it.
Falcons.
Well, there's one falcon, 17 years old, and he's a bit of a rebel. Apparently, he disappeared halfway through the bird show.
He's the lead of the show.
He's the star, the headliner. He
You may help
flew
you with
instead
this?
of flying back into the amphitheater area. He flew into the wolf enclosure and landed. And
then-
Erica, who we love as a friend of ours, she's the spokeswoman for Utah's Hogle Zoo, and this has got to be one of the most difficult worded things that she's probably ever had
Because
to do.
this is such a hard thing to explain.
She said, when the falcon landed there, the wolves pounced. We did have keepers and trainers on hand, but there's not a lot you can do at that point. She said, fortunately, nobody at the bird show saw the carnage. So, yeah.
And
Yeah.
if I was an insensitive man, I would say that you can buy the feathers at the gift shop, but I'm not. So I'm not.
What kind of a person are you?
It's like
The
this.
falcon's gone.
I know. I'm so sorry. It's like the circle of life, though. I mean, here it is in the wild. Here it is in captivity, and suddenly it turns into
You have to
the
admit,
wild.
You have to admit that is the most ill-chosen landing spot ever. Really? You had to pick this one time not to come back to the handler's arm. You had to pick this time to land in the wolf enclosure.
And what are the wolves thinking? What
Dessert?
No, it's like next lunch day. you know.
Toothpick? Floss?
And you made fun of me for the feathers at the gift shop.
Well, it's funny when I do it.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I feel so
All right.
right now.
Plumbing talk. I was working on my sprinklers yesterday. Why was I doing that? Because John from All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air showed me a couple tricks that I didn't know how to replace my sprinklers with better sprinklers for better saturation. If you've got drains, I do drain cleaning. At one house, they're doing a reconstruction, a remodel in the bathroom. They're taking out the tub and they're putting in a full-size shower unit, which is glass and all this great stuff. So if you're looking for help, you're knee-deep in the hoopla one day and your sewer lines are backed up or anything, just give them a call. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. And coming up...
We have a little quiz. Name the incident and name the airline.
It's
Coming up next. Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at geparddaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page. Everyone talks about our drones
Our
all
drone.
the time. The drone thing is a big deal.
Drone envy.
We have higher viewership now. As a matter of fact, on Facebook this morning, Michael says, good morning, like the drone. So there you go.
Very nice.
Thank you, Michael. We're happy you love the drone as much as
And
Todd does.
heads up on this, we have a trained FAA operator for this. He has got clearance. We work with the police department, the rescue crews, and this is a good drone. And this is a PR program to let you know that drones are doing great things out there instead of the idiots who are flying around near forest fires and interfering with the water.
He even has one of those safety orange vests that says drone operator on the back.
Stay clear.
So he's very special.
Because it's a stinking awesome drone.
Okay, so this is the latest. This time it's Spirit Air. Their pilots went on strike.
Well, we saw this.
Yeah.
We saw this footage here. You know, the port. Yeah, let's take that person there.
Oh, man.
Now, this was all caused.
I would like to point out that in this scene, it looks like there's an officer taking down a passenger. In a couple of the other scenes, there were passengers taking down officers. It was a melee.
Here's the deal. Spirit pilots and crews are paid the least out of any airline that flies any of the major things. And so they said, you know what, we want more money. This is ridiculous. And obviously they weren't going to retain the pilots because as soon as they get another job, they're gone.
Yeah.
So they went on strike.
It seems reasonable, but unfortunately that it means they ended up canceling a boatload of flights that day.
And then in the concourse,
Things went
awry.
insane. Yeah.
So first of all, it started with a passenger screaming at the top of their lungs, joined in by a chorus of people screamed at the top of their lungs, going after the employee at the desk. And then it turned into...
I bet that employee really loved that.
One of the people that's going to fly started arguing with another person who was going to fly.
Then there was pushing and shoving. There was gesticulation.
And then there was more passengers jumped on passengers like some feeding frenzy of hyenas on a dead carcass of a zebra. And next thing you know, the police come in. Thanks. Police come in, and then all of a sudden they're fighting with everyone. One of the clerks, the guys behind the counter, gets a good shot in to a guy who's coming at him. More police action, and then arrests.
It's like, we're sorry that it turned out this way, but you got to lighten up.
What's wrong with people?
All right, would you like a little quiz?
Okay, go ahead.
Let's take a little quiz.
Good.
Incident airline.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunate doctor ripped out of his seat.
United.
Okay.
This is fun.
Okay. Couple with 2-year-old.
American.
No. Who paid for his seat, forced to leave the
Delta.
plane. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
Oh, but
Nice.
finish the story. They bought the seat,
Oh, it was outrageous.
and they said you have to leave. And he goes, but we bought that seat so our son could have his car seat with us.
And
They
yeah,
said no, you got to leave.
yeah, and so they
And the guy was really nice, but the passenger who was like questioning this.
And he goes, I don't even want my money back. I just want to know why this happened.
Right.
And he says, I'm not even looking for an apology. I just want to know why it happened.
Very calm. And then they finally got up and they said, okay.
Because what they were saying is we can't fly without our son, and we can't have him on our lap because they had a 1-year-old as well.
Right.
So they all had to disembark. So not good. Okay, lady with a shy bladder needing to go potty.
That was new.
But during descent,
She wanted to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't.
flight attendant said you can't do it, so she ended up in a cup. Yeah.
Doing you want, yeah, you know.
And then had to carry it down the aisle to dump it out. That was United.
It's lucky no one asked for any apple juice.
This airline sent a French woman
Really?
to San Francisco.
Apple juice line and no reaction. At least discuss. That's enough.
Better.
You're faking it.
What kind of, yeah.
Go ahead and finish.
Oh, this airline sent a French woman to San Francisco instead of Paris. She didn't speak English, and so her efforts at making herself understood were unsuccessful. JetBlue.
Where'd you go?
JetBlue. She went to San Francisco.
So has
You
all
know,
this
it's a
stuff
nice town.
has all
We
this
can
stuff been
visit.
happening all along, and now we're just filming it, taping it, shooting it on our cell phones? Because I have a feeling that this has been going on for a long time.
Well, air rage has been going on for a long time, but
Right.
it does seem to be escalating recently. And you're right, the fact that people do have cell phones now, everyone's going to pick them up and start rolling like crazy, and that's just
That's good.
Just kind of the way it is.
Yeah, and especially if there's 3 or 4, because the people doing it, because then you have all points of view, and sometimes only one shot tells one side of the story.
That's a good point.
And so now, and I'm all for it, but
One of my best girlfriends was a flight attendant, and she said, it's not like the old days. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, back in the old days when we had the drunk, unruly passengers, we just got them drunker until they actually passed out. Then we could just strap them in, let them sleep the rest of the flight, and they were out of
which
our
is
hair.
kind of like roofing someone and illegal.
But in a really nice way.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so there is a new airline. At this point, with the airlines, that when they have their team building exercise and stuff, can you imagine to the point of how nice they're telling everyone to be on the airplane, all the passengers, and rubbing their feet letting them fly it.
Come here, take a turn in the pilot
Come
seat.
on, everyone, come on, crowd in. We're taking some selfies. I just can't believe. Well, there's a new airport, and this is how many miles? This is 200 miles from the Arctic Circle. This is northern. There it is.
Wow. It's yellow.
Kind of industrial looking, isn't it?
Very bright. Well,
Yeah, it's industrial looking.
Yeah.
It's made up of modules, okay?
Well.
200 miles. Here's the name of it. You say it because I'll massacre it.
Iqaluit.
I kind of quit. All right, so it is up 200 miles.
This is Newfoundland.
Right, and they're having a bad time. And not because of service, just because the fact of where they're located.
Well, they had a Swiss Air Boeing 777. This was Zurich to Los Angeles.
Right.
Of all random
and
things.
had a failure.
Engine
an
failure.
So this is a place they divert people to because it's convenient, because people are near the Arctic Circle. And this is what that plane, they go. And this is the
look at
tourist,
that.
Newfoundland. This is called Iceberg Alley. And these
Wow.
places, you go down there and tourists go down and just watch these monsters roll by.
Just float sedately by you, huh?
One went into the harbor one year, and it remained there
That's problematic.
for a year.
As long as it wanted to.
People throwing table salt on it. Anyway, the point is, so the plane landed in an emergency situation.
Here's the problem, though. The passengers had to remain on board while a rescue aircraft was
Listen,
flown from New York
keep
City.
going, keep
so
going.
the empty jet lands,
Right.
and it's ready to pick up the people.
But-
They just had one problem. This airport's so small, it only had one set of steps
That you roll up to the plane.
that was big enough to go to the jets. So they had to, first of all, and it's like frigid, it's February, so they had to first go and get all of the passengers off on the little rolling steps and get them down on the tarmac, and they're all standing there shivering.
And they put them in buses, school buses.
And then they had to turn it around, and then they had to race it over, and then get it back up to the new jet so that they could actually get the people up in it. So the whole plane transfer, I think, took about 3 hours. And they were hurried as quickly as they could. It's just,
Oh, we should mention it goes to 60 below there.
yeah,
So, I mean,
that's a problem.
and I bet you they're not complaining. I bet you they're going, well, this is a pain in the ass, but if they put us outside, we'll die.
Yeah, there's that.
Right? If the
So that
crew,
really does cut down on complaints, yeah.
I'm amazed that there weren't crazy people on it that pulled the emergency slides to get off.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
And you know the slides, when you do that, they cost like $200,000 to replace.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Although you have to admit, Todd and I used to do endorsements for one airline who shall remain nameless because they'd
Right.
probably murder us. And we got to go see their biggest hub, and we got to stand on the wings of the jets and walk around and do stuff. And they pulled one of the emergency slides for us, and we were able to go down it, and it is a magnificent ride.
It really is.
If this was a water park, you would give your car to go
Oh
into
my
it.
gosh.
It's that good.
And it's like 8 stories high, it feels like.
It's a little intimidating, but it was awesome.
And the landing's a little rough.
But it was still worth it.
So and my skirt rode up, and that's embarrassing.
You're so creepy.
I want you to prepare yourself, Erin.
For what?
Worst news you could have today.
Really?
When we go to Maine, families from New England, we go to Maine, and we used to have a little place up there until my brother sold it out from underneath the family, which is why I don't talk to him anymore. How's that for truth?
That was an interesting volunteer.
It just came right out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, I'm trying to think.
You're kind of loose today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's going to be any recourse from this.
At this point, it's a little too late, honey. This is live.
My sister watches. She's cool. She's in.
Oh, Marianne said, yeah, you stepped in it there, Todd. Thanks. This is Facebook Live.
All right, thanks, Facebook. So anyway.
Why don't you move on, sweetie?
Back to the point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just trying to think. Am I going to get in trouble? Okay, so anyway, we go to Maine every year, right? Mm-hmm. And we go to Kittery. Mm-hmm. Well, we go up Kittery way when we go to Maine. And one of the favorite things during the day, nighttime it's always lobster, but during the day, if we're walking on Rockport or Greater Portland Harbor, the harbor in Portland,
Port,
better go up Nicola way, get some laptop pine.
You're sounding a lot like Pet Cemetery right now, and it's making me anxious.
Wouldn't go up there if I were you.
Move on.
So, what's the favorite lunchtime thing?
Lobster roll.
Lobster roll.
Now, if you've never had a lobster roll, here's a nice picture. It really is basically just like sort of a cool hot dog bun that they butter on both sides, slap it down.
No, not a hot dog bun.
It looks like a hot dog bun.
It's flat on both sides, and you put it on the griddle, and you toast it on both sides. It's a split roll.
Uh-huh.
Then heritage, and then you open it up and for a little tiny bit of mayonnaise.
Just a tiny bit. That's all
Tiny
you
bit.
need. That's all you need.
And you roll it, and you get those big chunks of lobster, and then you put it on there, and it's put in a little bucket like this, little plastic red thing we've all seen, with a piece of paper, and they hand it to Erin,
Yeah.
and Erin eats it.
I almost ate
Look
your
at that.
finger. Isn't that gorgeous? It is the most incredible, decadent, wonderful thing in the entire
You're
world.
never
It really
gonna,
is ridiculously
you're
good.
never gonna have one again.
Why?
Sorry, it's like the Hunger Games. There are no lobster rolls for you.
Why?
The average price right now for a lobster roll in Kittery, Maine, is $26.
Are you kidding me? They're usually like $5.50.
No.
$26
I
for a
think they were
lobster
like
roll.
9 or 10 or 12.
20.
we went
Why
back
so?
last time.
Why so much?
Well, I started doing some research on this.
Of course. Investigative Todd. What did you find
Yeah.
out about my lobster
In
roll?
town, you can buy a lobster for about $15.99 at some of the Asian markets, okay? Mm-hmm. And then I went on to find the wholesale distributors of lobster meat. And it is like $53 a pound.
Why?
Because they're lobsters and they live underwater. I've done lobstering. My friend's dad did it. We used to go up, when I was in college, we go up to the coast, we get in this boat, and we go out there, and we talk like this, and we get them lobsters. And it was fun, but I didn't do it every day. And these
It's a
guys
lot
go
of
out in
freaking
weather,
work.
and they drop their pots, and there's always this
It's totally dangerous catch. It's really hard.
without
But
the
still.
without the huge waves, and they measure them, and it's all governed, and it's actually a pretty big business. But we work with the small guys and the small hobbits, and it is. But $51. I remember when I was young that these guys got $2 a pound.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little old, but it was $2 a pound. And now it's just like, thank goodness they're making more money, but they still don't get anything close to that. But
I'm not going to ever have a lobster roll again, am I?
Never.
So-
You know what we can do for you? I will go get the hot dog bun that you want, and then I'm going to go to the meat counter, and I'm going to
You're going to get the crab with a K, aren't you?
the fake crab. And
You're
I'll
going to
make
get the crab with a K, and you're like, it's almost like a lobster roll, except for not.
It's almost like a crab, except it's spelled with a K.
All right, you had another adventure with John the other day. All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy is a trip. I mean, we love him because he used to be
Every-
like a heavy in like a death metal band. He's the funniest guy you've ever seen. But there's nothing in your house he cannot fix.
And every time I talk to him, I'm around porcelain. All right, here we are, John. I'm gonna show. Whoa!
I will, come on, it's not that
They're
dirty.
clean now. Okay, very good. We're in the bathroom. What are we doing here?
Today, we're going to talk about clearing your own toilet.
Okay, so
Basically, I get calls,
do you?
and they're like, my toilet's clogged. Yeah, we don't even know when I know. So this is something the homeowner can do at times. If they can, of course, they'll call if they run into more trouble.
But they need equipment to do this.
You do. So the first thing to start with is a plunger, which I'll show you. And then we have an auger that you can pick up, you know, $100.
Right,
Something
right.
like that. You just keep in your garage if you ever needed it.
For emergencies.
For emergencies, and we know what those are.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, we'll keep it clean.
All right, all right. Well, let's get going.
Yeah, let's get showing you how to do this.
Wait. My phone. Hang on one second. Oh, it's Erin. Let me type this. Yeah.
All right.
Hi there. Yeah, is everything okay? Oh, no. Really? Okay, well, no, I'll be right there. We're out of postage stamps. I'll be right back. Enjoy the toilet thing. I'll be right back. Yeah, hon.
Have fun. What
Do
an
you need
excuse.
bigger ones or small? What? No, I'm coming.
Okay, so since Todd went to go get postage, I'm going to show you guys how to gosh dang do this. So you get one of the plungers that looks just like this. I like this type of plunger because it's not way cheap, but it's got this little cone part to it, and it just helps. So a lot of people go in and you just go like this, and that's what you want to do, because what's happening is you're capturing air, and you go in and you got that air in there. So some people, you know, they're all just nice and mellow. Just that's not going to work. It's just, it's gross. I get it. Yeah, exactly. But you got to get in there. And you just got to go for it. You just go for it. Okay, so it can be a little bit messy. Of course, you can clean up. The area can be cleaned up. Don't worry about it. You're just getting the toilet to go. So if it doesn't work, I have another tool for you. And it's called an auger. All right, so here's the auger. Of course, you take this out like this. You got your rubber gloves on, as you can see. You get it into the hole a little bit, and you just pull this down until that gets into the throat of the toilet to get it started. All right, so then once you get it in there, you're just twisting. And sometimes it's a little hard to start. That's normal, and it just twists. And you can see it starting to go down. See that? It's going down, going down. You just twist, and it's just pushing the things through. It's just, that's what it's doing. So it'll get toys sometimes, toilet paper, of course, number 2. Anyway, so you just do this, then you pull it out, and most of the time it only takes 1 time, sometimes 2. All right, so we're pulling it out of there. Just set her on over here. Hey, let's give it a flush and see how she did. And voila, the toilet's clean, unlike me.
That was the most violent plunging I think I've ever witnessed.
You got to get into it.
Okay, by the way, if you want to see any of our DIY stuff, because there's so many things that John can show you can do on your own around the house, just go to our DIY page on gephardaily.com and you can see all the videos there.
All right, so coming up, what's this about college loans?
Student loans. There's somebody famous and she's paying your loans off.
Next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And by Columbus Travel, the best travel deals on the planet. Be sure to take advantage of our April sale. columbusvacations.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and gephardaily.com.
Loving the drone.
Drone traffic here on the morning stream, huh? Who else has drone traffic? We have drone traffic. And it looks like everything's moving very nicely right now, too. And that's good.
I'm looking at Facebook here. Mm-hmm. Facebook Live. Martha said I said a bad word.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say a bad word?
Yeah, you did.
When did I say a bad word?
I think it was the Newfoundland story about
Oh,
the
here's
deaths.
someone else. Oh, this is MJ, we know. Yeah, I said a bad word. The alternative word for butt. Did that just slip out?
You're kind of playing fast and loose today. You sure you're not drinking?
No.
Just curious.
Did you roofie me?
No, not as far as I know.
Well, if that offended anybody, I apologize.
That's atypical of you.
It is.
It's atypical.
Here's my favorite story of the day.
Okay, explain.
Although they all are. So, in Ireland, if you think about traveling to Ireland and stuff, and you think about the heather
The heather.
growing and
The white,
grassy
fluffy,
hills,
woolly sheep.
do you really think about the ocean much?
A little bit.
It's got a rugged coast. It's
Extremely.
really pretty. Excuse me. And anyway, in the sands of
Duag.
Duag. I won't be allowed there. Anyway, they have a beach, and it was really pristine, and it was a wonderful beach, and everyone enjoyed it for decades, generations, and then one year it went away.
What do you mean?
The beach
The beach disappeared?
went away. I think we've got something here to show you what it ended up looking like. But basically, the ocean came and said, "No more beach for you."
What? Why?
And this was in 19. So you see the sand. This is just a depiction.
Oh.
The rocks on the closest to us.
Uh-huh.
That's what it turned into.
Wow.
Barren, and that happened in 1984. And
Very
and it took every grain of sand and took it away. Ready for it?
Okay.
It just came back. like the swallows to Capistrano.
What, another big storm and all the beach?
Change of current. Sand came from another place, maybe returned, and after the storm, they all went down, and there was a brand new beach.
Well, there you go.
Isn't that the coolest thing? I just
Mother Nature is so delightfully random sometimes.
Mom, I'm gonna go walk the dog on the rocks. And you go down there in this beautiful sandy beach. I was just impressed by it.
I think that's incredible.
I thought it was great.
All right, I've got to admit, I'm not really fond of Nicki Minaj. I find her fashions strange sometimes and her music choices. But I'm going to start listening to her religiously, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because she's pretty freaking awesome. Now, she does talk a lot to her fans on Twitter, and she's really good about it. And on Saturday, she was tweeting about a contest where if you could do a creative dancing video to her most recent single, then she would be happy to fly you out to the studio to hang out with her. One of the fans kind of joked and said, hey, do you want to pay my tuition? Okay, she actually responded by saying, show me straight A's that I can verify with your school, and yeah, I'll pay it. Who wants to join that contest? She said, dead serious, should I set it up? So screenshots of report cards flooded her inbox.
Oh, funny.
Now, she was unfazed. She said, okay, fine. She accepted dozens and dozens and dozens of requests before she shut it off, probably when her manager finally got her on the phone going, what are you doing?
You don't have that much money.
But she did pay, oh no, she's got the money. She did payments of a couple of $100 for school supplies to thousands of dollars in student loan debt. And she's so adorable. So she sent out another tweet. And she said, okay, guys, it's been fun. Let me make those payments tomorrow, then see if I have any money left. And if I do, I'll do more in a month or so. So, I mean, this is pretty amazing.
Cool.
She said, just follow me, Nicki Minaj. And she says, and when I can, I'll start sending more inboxes so you guys, I'll start accepting more inboxed pictures of all of your grades.
And I read about this yesterday. I heard some other talk about this, and they talked about celebrities, and they started with Gates Foundation, right? And Mr. and Mrs. Gates, and
Bill and Melinda, we like to call them.
There's Billy, Mr. B.
I don't think we ever call
There
them.
really is no difference between $4 and $5 billion. There's no difference between $1 billion and $40 billion to most of us, and the people who get that kind of money, and there's more and more people now who are saying, part of this, the fun of this is because I don't need. I mean, they buy pants just like we do. They buy more expensive pants.
There's
and more
only so many
cars.
solid gold limousines you can buy before you're tired.
And so they're basically talking about the fact that doing nice things like this gives them the thrill that nothing else can, because now suddenly they're taking the funds, they're just sitting there, and they can afford to, without impacting their lifestyle, is to do some really nice things and find the right people to help, which is a big part of the challenge.
Well, it's interesting. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are a lot like this, or they were before they got divorced. But it was like a brand new style of celebrity where they would, number one, they would get the education from advisors saying, where's the need greatest in my area of interest? Where can I help the most? And for Brad, that was restoring parts of America, like New Orleans. They actually bought a mansion there.
He likes architecture. He likes architecture.
And for Angelina Jolie, it's the refugee situation. So she donates, I think, half of every movie fee to all of the refugees. Same thing with George Clooney, and he does all the research, and he does that with his wife. But they also do really random things where they'll see stories in the news, and they'll send off $25,000 for a child's medical bills.
Without telling anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Or, I thought one of the sweetest and most random things was Angelina Jolie was looking at some of the other birthdays in her kids' school, and these were some of the lower income students who couldn't really afford anything, and so she threw a gigantic birthday party for all of them. I brought all their friends, all their family, and everybody. So I love the concept, though, of doing really long-range, beautiful things, but then doing really sweet, random, small things at the same time.
Shouldn't I explain
Because that
this?
would be my favorite thing if I were wealthy.
Right, and a lot of the artists are doing it now and setting a good example for the creepy ones. So we have to watch ourselves today. We could be in trouble and breaking the law.
Well,
and
all those
why
new
today?
laws went into effect today that the Utah State Legislature passed last winter.
Right.
So the most random one I think everyone questioned was and we've laughed at this before, all restaurants now have to present a sign saying, this is not a bar, it's a restaurant.
But what if you're a restaurant
And
that sells drinks?
it's that was their point. It's like somehow you have to make it clear. And for bars, you have to go, this is a bar, not a
But
restaurant.
what if they sell bar food and snacks and hors d'oeuvres?
Precisely. And that's one of the things that's got restaurateurs and bar owners up in arms. They're saying, well, basically, if you're putting a sign here and people aren't familiar with Utah laws, including a lot of us Utahns, they go, oh, if it's a bar, I guess that means I can't get food, and they leave. And for bar owners, that's a huge chunk of their revenue. A huge chunk is the food. Same thing for the restaurateurs. Their cocktails are one of those things that gets them above the food expense. And so they're saying, oh, well, people won't come in here because they think they can't have a cocktail. So none of them like the law, so nobody's really super clear on why it was passed. But it was.
And
So
what
look for the
happens if
signs.
you get a Bloody Mary that's got celery in it, which is categorized as food?
This is true.
So now it's a bar with food?
Would that be a felony?
That'll be very...
A bar
What
felony.
else? What else?
Well, it's interesting. There's a couple of others that are sort of random. The one that they're claiming has the most insidious plans behind it is the totally random one. If you're making and selling your own food, and I'm not talking like local distribution in grocery stores. I'm talking about bake sales.
Bake sales?
Like PTA activity things. If
Like
you're making it, selling your own
like
food.
fundraisers
Yeah.
for new cheerleader outfits?
Yeah. If you do any of that, you have to put a state-approved label on it. Otherwise, the health department can shut you down and fine you.
Well,
now, here's
I mean-
the trick about the state-approved labels.
Yeah. You are, being a member of the Food Handling's group coalition of Utah, approved, you have to, if you get the state approval, you have to go to approved kitchen area and follow the health codes and do it that way so it can be inspected, because God knows our kitchen would not pass. And you can then package the items and then put them on for sale on the table inside the school, like we've all seen. And you can buy the funnel cake, or you can buy the brownies.
So in other words,
chocolate
we all
chips.
know that we can't get our next door neighbor's mint brownies anymore because nobody's going to go to a commercial kitchen and rent it and borrow it. That's
Now the
over.
question is,
Yeah.
where did this law come from? What person?
This is the conspiracy theory behind this random law.
So stinking Keebler Elves, that's who it is. They must have a strong lobby.
They actually, the rumor actually was though that there were some bigger food manufacturers who are going, this is cutting into our business.
Really?
People are doing like little salsas or hot sauces or things like that, selling them at farmers markets, things like that. And they're like, this is cutting into our commercial business. And they didn't like it.
What
So it's
kind
kind
of
of
representative listened to this and thought, this is a good idea because my people that I represent are really concerned about this? Those 8-year-olds and their brownies. What's next? Lemonade stands? Welcome to communist Utah.
Pretty much, I think. All
All
right,
right.
we're going to finish off today
Oh, wait.
Oh, honey.
This up here.
Just to remind
Move my
everyone
glasses
that
for
you're
me.
a dandy lumberjack.
I am I'm lumberific.
Okay.
Because this is the new metrosexual.
It's very
thing.
cool. So in any case, are you really going to post like that for the rest of the show?
No, okay.
Thank you. All right, so everybody dreams of instant karma. Like you've ever had someone who just speeds past you recklessly and you're like, why isn't there a police officer? And you're really irritated. Well, this is the best case of instant karma I think I've seen all week. Now,
Oh, I
just
haven't seen this yet.
to set it up, it's a bicyclist. He's trying to ride down a city street, and you'll see from the bike cam, he's following all the
So-
laws. He's doing the speed limits.
Is this a motorcycle?
No, it's a bike.
It's a bicycle.
And
Okay.
he starts getting tailgated by this jerk who then goes to a site and attempts to kind of send him off
Here
the
we
road.
go.
Have a look.
So he's waiting.
And look how responsible. You can see his little speedometer, like the bike cam. By the way, Kevin, thank you very much for the video.
Okay, everything seems fine so far.
Now, you can hear a little of this. It's indistinct, but he's saying, dude, back off. Dude, cut it out.
Okay, let's
Because
watch.
there's a car right behind him.
Okay, so wait. Yeah, he's pedaling pretty fast. And that guy's following him, right?
Now, the silver car,
Right?
see him there?
Yeah.
He was the one who was tailgating him. And right here, see how he's speeding up trying to get away from him?
Right.
He almost sends him off the road.
Well,
And he's still trying to get away from
he's
this
behind
guy.
him now. Okay,
Yeah, so
why? Why did this happen?
This guy was just being a creep, and he was trying to like sideswipe him, and he nudged him a couple of times with the front of his bumper. I mean, it's kind of amazing that he actually survived that. But
Well,
you
he's
can see,
pedaling for his life.
yeah, he's trying to get away from this guy because he's being a complete creep. Now, so at this point, we're all thinking, this is so horrible, and this could be like my kid, or
Is
this
he
could
still
be my
behind
husband.
him?
Yeah, and this could be my husband biking to work, and this sucks. And if I were that van, I would have stopped and offered help, but he didn't. So I'm a little
Here comes
disappointed.
bad guy.
There's creepy guy again.
Okay, creepy guy. We're looking for karma here, and I don't see it so far.
Karma's coming, my
He
friend.
slows down. Oh, he's slowing
Karma's
down for me. He's
coming
waiting for him.
Because there's a police
Oh!
Now listen to the police
Okay,
officer when he gets
all
out,
right.
because he's ticked.
Okay, here we go.
I know, I saw him in my mirror.
Yeah, you want me to do something about it?
Give him a ticket, because I almost fell too.
I will. I'll put your name on it. All right, you need to see a license and insurance.
So he's just pulling him over.
Now he pulls up to enjoy this, and I'm very sad because he really should have turned around so we all could have joined the suffering with him.
The cop's at the door of the car. So basically, the cop watched this whole thing
So
from behind.
So he charged him with reckless driving. He charged him with intentional. I don't understand this statute, but it's intentional distress.
Butt-headedness.
But there was a lot of them. The guy lost his license for a while because he said it was deliberate endangerment.
It's attempted murder is what it is.
Yeah, and so it's interesting. So he was going on further, and there were two construction guys going, "Dude, did he try to take you off the road?" And he went, "Yeah." And they're like, and they started going, But yeah, they were all heavily invested in the instant karma. So,
All right.
by the way, if you have video on a case of instant karma, we would totally love to show it.
Any video.
It's showcasing something that we all love to see.
Right.
But anyway, Kevin, thank you for your case of instant karma.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. And it's a Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com. Where can they see us?
Anywhere, pretty much. It's on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud. You can always go to GetPartDaily.com for the Todd and Erin page. We're always on Facebook. But thanks again for watching.
See you.
Do you want me to hold on?
Yeah, this jack off is right on your.
I know, I saw him in my mirror.
Yeah, you want me to do something about it?
Give him a ticket, because I almost fell too.